it has to meet the fundamentals of safety. It does not mean that this is actually safe. If you look, I can still press this trigger. As I go to put this in, I literally have to wiggle this gun. They're pointing a gun at themselves. That's crazy, where guys will choose to carry behind their back. And this shirt comes up, not a great place to carry. Do that every time to reholster, and that's dangerous. So absolutely not acceptable. What is acceptable? Well, we talked about strong side carry, a quality Kydex holster that retains your gun. So we just swapped this out. This is a Glock 17. It kind of fits in here, but doesn't actually click in the way it's supposed to. So we just grabbed one of these little Glock 44s. This is a 22. I can see it's clear. Hopefully you can see that it's clear. All right. But so what's going to happen is that once this gets in here, you can hear the click in, and it's actually retained. I could do a backflip with this thing if I needed to. All right. It's pretty dang good. And then you can pull this thing out, and it's secure. All right. What's the downside to this style of holster? Well, when it's outside your pants like this, it does print a little bit more. Printing is where one side doesn't look the same as the other. It's an anomaly. And I don't know if you can tell this too much, but one thing that I could do is I could wear patterns that would break this up. I could wear baggier stuff that may seem less flattering, but honestly, some baggy stuff like a sweatshirt or something like that would definitely work for this and still be within the realms of fashion or whatever. You can get inside the waist pant ones that are going to be a little bit more discreet than this. We've got these ones from Tier 1 Concealment that are good. Why would you want inside the waistband? Well, it again depends. You know, your body shape kind of matters for this, but if you have to carry outside the waistband, then that's okay. At least you're carrying again, right? So here, this is a version of an appendix carry holster. What's the benefit of appendix carry? You know, we talk about how men will look at each other. It's very, very hard for a guy to actually glance below his waistband, right? Where we don't typically look in that direction too much. So this is a pretty good place to carry. The other part of that is that when I carry here, even if I bend down or whatever, I don't have to do this to get that thing squared back away, right? The other part of that is from a weapon retention standpoint, it would be very hard for somebody to come up behind me and grab this thing, all right? So that part's good. What's the downsides to this? Well, we hear it all the time where guys say, oh, you know, that's going to be great when you shoot your wiener off. Yeah, I mean, sure, that would be terrible to do that. If I have to choose between arteries or private parts, I'm going to choose a private part versus taking a round into an artery, right? So let's just go back to this. So appendix carry, I'm carrying right here. I'm purposely carrying in line, and the reason that I'm doing that in line with my spine underneath my belly button is a couple things. First off, comfort. We want to be able to move all day long, and if I shove this thing off to one side, then there's a problem there as it pushes into my thigh, this soft tissue here. The next part of that is that if I go to reholster and I have an issue, I mean, I can go like this, but if I go to reholster, this is a junctional wound, and this would be terrible, right? Terrible to treat medically on the spot. A tourniquet's not going to work. Ultimately, if I discharge this gun right now, this is going into a pretty non-vital area. I know I'm forgetting stuff, but this is a good start, guys. I know that we've got a diagram up here of where you carry and the consequences anatomically of having a round discharge there as far as veins and arteries and all that other stuff. Hey, one thing that I would also just quickly say about this is that size matters. Carry a gun that you can comfortably carry all day long. Full-size guns suck to carry. They do, especially if you're not a full-size person. For a long time, I carried my work gun here, and this is a big gun to carry in front of you all day long. This is still great, don't get me wrong, and I can do it, but I have to work a lot less in order to carry this gun on my body. This is a lot more comfortable, and guess what? It carries the same amount of rounds for the most part. So it's not like I'm going from a gun that carries 20 rounds to a gun that carries friggin' 5 rounds. You can see here that these both hold 17 rounds, and this one is obviously smaller, skinnier, and they weigh the same. It's just way more condensed. So this is a lot more comfortable. This is definitely still a very capable pistol. without having to carry the size. The other thing I would say, guys, is that if this holster is not comfortable, what will happen is you'll transition it off your body during the day. But what we see a lot is that when guys aren't comfortable and they go to sit down, or they go to let's just say this is my car, they go to sit down and then they take their gun out and they transition it in between the seat somewhere else while they drive, and they put this thing back in. This is a very dangerous thing. Every time you transition that gun off your body during the day, that's an opportunity for this thing to have something go wrong with it, right? So this is a good time to make sure that you've got a holster that you're comfortable actually driving, buckling up, you can tie your shoes. You deserve comfort, but you are going to trade some comfort for safety, okay? One of the last things that I would say about this, the holster that I have has 2 clips. One of the reasons that we do that over a single clip is that when this is on my body, I still need the room to actually get a firing grip of this gun. People will have a single clip, all right? And it starts good, but then it ends up dumping down throughout the day, and now what? Now I have to fight my waistband and my belt to actually get a firing grip of my gun, which takes what? Time. In the fight, time is everything. Seconds are eternities. So we want to make sure that we always have a firing grip of our gun. I think that's about it as far as holster stuff goes. So is it safe? Is it comfortable? Can I draw and reholster without breaking a sweat? The industry standard right now is about 1.5 seconds as far as drawing and first round hit. So if I can't access that firearm and get into the fight in that amount of time, what am I doing wrong? Hey, guys, come to classes. We love having these videos, but it does not replace actually taking formal training where you get to put yourself next to people that are better than you and worse than you, and you get to learn from your surroundings, you get to learn from quality instructors, and then you also get to say, hey, why does my gear not work as good as the guy to the left or to the right of me? Or it works better than that, and I know that I'm doing the right thing. Stay alert, stay alive, stay humble, stay violent, stay all of those things, and we'll just see you next time. Thanks, bye.